all about the matchup. For the Hornets of Booker T. Washington, they come disciplined and conditioned for victory. With defense as their war cry, they have proven their sting is deadly. But the East Central Cardinals fly into this championship game having knocked off the defending champions along the way. Their junior quarterback has matured since the Week 3 meeting. This crosstown rivalry is not just about bragging rights, it's about the gold ball.
Good afternoon and welcome to Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater for the Class 5A championship game between Booker T. Washington and East Central. Just the third time ever the two Tulsa public schools have met in the championship game. Mike Wolf alongside Rod Thompson. Hornets have won 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two, including a back-and-forth affair 11 weeks ago.
Yeah, and what you like about this matchup, these two teams are playing well at the right time. Coach Hill talked about his team against Lawton last week. Best game they played. Talking to Coach Hall against Guthrie, they played tremendous also. So two very good teams peaking at the right time, Mike.
Let's take you down the road to the championship, starting with the Hornets, who have outscored Claremore, Deer Creek, and Guthrie by a combined 104-8. Cards have knocked off Skiatook, the Titans of Carl Albert, and Lawton Mac to get in position for their second title in 6 seasons.
And the key is you have two coaches that used to be in here. Travis Hill won the championship in 2005. And hey, 365 days ago, Coach Hall was right here getting the championship done for Star Spencer. So a lot of experience for both coaches.
All right, let's talk about some of the players to watch. We'll start with the Hornets. Isaac Bennett, 12 touchdowns rushing on the season.
Oh, he's a big play guy there. You see his yards, 1,158 yards, and he's been hampered by injuries. He's going to tape up and go today, but a big play threat. East Central has to contain him.
Defensively, Derek Alexander Jr., part of a defense that has pitched 7 shutouts.
Yeah, and the funny thing about it, his dad was a part of a Hornet team that won a championship and did the same, so he knows the history of this program. He's a heart and soul of defense, the leader, both on and off the field.
Dante Burge for East Central, almost 500 yards, Rod, just in the playoffs.
Yeah, had 225 last week against Lawton, one of the strongest runners you're going to see in the state. Not very big, but can run very strong. The key for the Hornets is to contain him today.
And Marcus Dees from his linebacker position, 150 tackles.
Another leader right there. There you see him, 2 interceptions. He is the heart and soul. He's the verbal leader out here on this team for this Cardinals team, and he's going to have to be big and have a big game to play against a high-powered offense of the Hornets.
All right, Hornets making their 14th title appearance, searching for another gold ball. Jordy Albert threw the game winner to Isaac Bennett back in the first meeting, and he has 14 touchdowns for the season. On the other side for East Central, John McDavid threw 4 picks, 2 returned for touchdowns. He'll have to play better. He's thrown for more than 2,000 yards this season. It's the Hornets and the Cards for all the marbles next on Fox Sports Oklahoma.
From kickoff, and let's bring in the third member of our team here today, and that's Courtney Tennell. Courtney?
Thanks, Mike. Had a chance to catch up with some of the coaches today. Caught up with Coach Darryl Hall of Booker T. Washington. I asked him, besides turnovers and penalties, what's it going to take for you guys to get a win in today's game?
We got to be consistent. You know, we got to be able to move the ball and on a consistent basis and be able to put some drives together offensively. Defensively, we got to tackle, gang tackle, get around the ball, and not give up to big plays.
All right, now we caught up with Coach Travis Hill and asked him, hey, this is a big rivalry. You guys played each other in Week 3. Tell me a little bit about this rivalry game and what it means to your team.
Well, you know, it's always fun. They've been playing ball with each other or against each other ever since 3rd grade. So these kids have grown up together. A lot of them live in the same neighborhoods. So it's a lot of fun when they get together. They obviously talk about it and enjoy it. And so it's a fun deal for them to get together. And, you know, now to put it in a championship game, it's a lot of fun. You know, a little story behind it. You know, they played together against Lewis and Clark and Carver when they were in middle school. Indian Nation football. So it's a joyous moment for them to get together and play for a championship at the highest level in Oklahoma high school football.
It's going to be a great battle down here, guys. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Courtney. Booker T. Washington will receive and head west here in the first quarter. Back deep, Dante Barnett and Tyler Lockett, who's K-State bound. And to kick it off for East Central is Antonio Escobedo, one of the best kickers in the state, if it were to come down to that late in the fourth quarter. It was a 3-point game when they met back in Week 3. And let's see what happens when the gold ball is at stake this afternoon in Stillwater as Escobedo gets this one underway. High end-over-end kick fielded at the 13-yard line. And a crease out to the 33-yard line. That's Lockett, and that's where the Hornet offense will take the field with quarterback Jordy Albert leading the way under center.
Yeah, Jordy Albert coming in has been a quarterback by committee. Dominique Sales also going to play some quarterback, but Jordy Albert has established himself as the starter on this team and has really settled in. You know, remember seeing them in week 3. Both were kind of trying to find their way, but they both done a tremendous job. But Albert getting a start here tonight.
Comes in with 14 touchdown passes, 3 interceptions. Threw the game winner to Bennett late in the fourth quarter at the Eastside Sports Complex back in week 3 to lead the Hornets to a victory, come from behind, completing 64% of his passes in 2010. First play from scrimmage, and we have a penalty before the snap.
Yeah, it's going to be a jump off sides, looked like on East Central that time, and he's going to start off with an early dose of Mr. Bennett, Isaac Bennett.
Prior to the snap, encroachment against the defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That is your referee, Randy Jeffers. Your umpire is John Martin. David Weber, the linesman. Clint Emerson, the line judge. And the snake, Kenny Stabler, the back judge. So it's 1st and 5 for the Hornets. I formation behind Albert. Bennett will get the carry. And he scoots forward for about 1.5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Hornets. Here are your starting lineups, brought to you by Cox Communications, your friend in the digital age. Alexander, White, O'Carroll, James, and Wilkins, the guys up front. Bennett in the backfield. Your wideouts are Barnett, Stearns, Lockett, and of course Trey Jones in there as well, along with the quarterback, Jordy Albert.
Yeah, and Jordy Albert's done a good job, and as we said, you can look for Bennett. He's an exciting player, and they're going to try to establish that running game early, and East Central is going to try to take that run game away and make this offense one-dimensional.
The pitch to Bennett, trying to get outside, and he's wrapped up around the 44, but it should be enough to move the chains.
And that's a good job, good pursuit so far by East Central, you know, doing a good job coming down the line and making a play.
Here are your starters for the Cardinals defensively, brought to you by Cox. Dandy, Osborne, who is a dandy, Griggs, and Adedebo at defensive end. Your linebackers are Cross, Dees, and DeWaylen Taylor. In the secondary for East Central, Harris, Taylor, Youngblood, and Stan Von Taylor.
Stan Von Taylor, exciting. And as I said earlier, you know, East Central is going to try to make Booker T one-dimensional, not let them establish that running game, feel like they have the DBs that can cover the speedy receivers of the Hornets.
4 receivers set on 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Albert looks left and fires. It's caught across midfield and into Cardinal territory with the completion to Dante Barnett, who comes in, Rod, with some pretty impressive numbers, 8 touchdowns and 422 yards receiving.
Yeah, take another look. You talk about Dante Barnett, just a nice catch right there. Good block upfield by Lockett, making something happen. But Dante Barnett, known a lot for his defensive prowess, but he's also an exciting receiver. There you see his numbers right there, 32 catches, 422 yards, 8 touchdowns, and he is a big play threat. They'll throw the long ball to him. He's caught a couple this season, you know, over 50 yards for touchdowns.
Picked up a dozen on that play from 144 to the other. It's 1st down for the Hornets. Opening drive of the first quarter, the 5A championship game from Stillwater. And they'll hand it off right. Spin move and good pursuit there after a gain of about 1 yard. Trey Jones, your ball carrier, a sophomore for the Hornets.
That was a good job by Mr. Dees getting in there and making that play that time. And this defense has done a pretty good job so far containing that run, and that's what a lot of teams haven't been able to do against Booker T. Washington with the speed out of that backfield. But right now, you take a look at Coach Hall, and we said, you know, last season he was right here winning the state championship with Star Spencer.
And he's got the Hornets in position to win another one for that program here today. 2nd down. Another running play, this time to the left. And good pursuit again by the Cardinals to shove the ball carrier out of bounds after a short pickup. And that was Ron Godow Jr., the ball carrier on that play.
Yeah, and Ashton Danzy getting over there in the defense of East Central, doing a tremendous job, just not letting them turn the corner right there. And that's what you have to do when you have the speed
that both of these teams have.
Sets up a 3rd down and 5 for Booker T. Washington. 9:47 to go, opening quarter. And Albert in the shotgun. He'll hand it off. And the 1st down and more for the Hornets as Dalshawn McFadden picks up the 1st down.
And a nice run right there by McFadden. Look at the blocking up front. Good job right there. Nice spin move. And great pursuit that time by the defense, but not before he picks up that 1st down. Look at him inside, making some plays, and coming up with the 1st down and moving the chains for the Hornets.
And Rod, we're seeing a lot of different looks from the Hornets offense. They had 3 guys in the backfield that time. They've run some motion. They've run some end arounds, really mixing it up offensively.
And that's what they'll continue to do. They have the option to be able to do that when you have the athletes that they have. And of course, Albert, you have to watch him, has a very good arm and can throw the long ball.
From the 31, Albert will pitch it. Bennett with a blocker in front to the 20, 10, touchdown Booker T. Washington.
And Mike, you talk about switching up the plays right there. A nice pitch out. A tremendous job by Albert reading the defense. Kicks it out to Barnett, and he's a guy that you talk to, Isaac Bennett, that you talk about, that if he sees daylight, a lot of times you're not going to catch him. Watch Albert right here. Little option play, they take him. Now watch the block up front. Nice block right there. Bennett able to take it in for the touchdown. Number 25, Deontay Fields with that nice block to open up the touchdown for Bennett.
Extra point, Dylan Siebert. And that's a low kick, and that's not going to get over the heads of anybody. No good. And so the Hornets lead it 6-0. East Central will get the ball for the first time in the 5A championship game when we come back on Fox Sports Oklahoma. .908 to go in the first quarter. Booker T. Washington on the board first. Isaac Bennett, 31 yards. They lead 6-0 for Coach Hall.
There you see him, and as we said earlier, won the state championship last season right here on this field at Star Spencer before he moved over to Booker T and has the Hornets in the state championship game.
And the kickoff fielded by a couple of Cardinals at the 10, but creates a crease for Malachi Neal, still on his feet, out near midfield, and still going. All the way down to the Hornet 43-yard line.
And you talk about special teams right there, and this is what East Central is really known for, and a huge run that time by Fields to get them great field position for the Cardinals.
45-yard return. As we take a look at that Hornet scoring drive, Albert firing over to Barnett. Some yards after the catch to pick up a first down. They went 67 yards in 7 plays. Bennett taking it the final 31 in 2 minutes and 47 seconds to strike first and lead this 5A title game 6-0.
And you got a player down. Will look like he's going to be okay, but that's what you talk about special teams. Now you get McDavid. He's able to come in and have good field position and make some things happen. And it's like Ron Goodo Jr. is a player that was down, but he's able to walk off under his own power. So you like that, but you talk about McDavid. There you see his numbers right there, and has done a tremendous job leading this team over 2,000 yards. The junior steady leader also has a good arm.
4 of those 10 interceptions came in the first meeting with the Hornets. Hoping to rebound with a better performance today. That pass incomplete. And we take a look at your starting offense for East Central, brought to you by Cox Communications. Slayton, Crawford, Payton, Hernandez, and Tyler Golden, the guys in the trenches. Burge in the backfield, Taylor, Teague, and Wise, your wideouts. And Gibson is your tight end. 2 of those interceptions, incidentally, returned for touchdowns by the Hornets, who only scored 1 offensive touchdown in that 27-24 win back in week 3.
Yeah, and you talked about it, defense.
Prior to the snap, encroachment against the defense, 5-yard penalty.
Defense was definitely key in that last matchup, and you know, Coach Hall, he's going to stay. He's going to run that 5-2 defense that he's used to running. He'll make adjustments, he said, if he needs to. That's kind of their bread and butter, and they have to contain the run, something they didn't do in that first matchup.
Second down from the 39. Burge gets his first carry, and he's down to the Hornet 32-yard line, and that will move the chains and give the Cardinals a first down.
Yeah, great field position. We talked about Berg, one of the strongest runners you'll see in the state.
Here are your Hornet starters in this championship game, brought to you by Cox. Alexander and Alexander, along with O'Carroll and Wayne. Ando, Henson, and Birmingham. Linebacker position, Lockett, Barnett, Callaghan, and Jones in the secondary. And wrapped up for a loss as Derek Alexander Jr. gets into the backfield and makes a big play.
And that's Big D right there. Derek Alexander making the play from that defensive line position. Take another look at him and watch, just firing through, throwing some guys off. Able to find him and hold on and wrestling him down. Derek Alexander Jr. does a tremendous job. There you see him not letting him go. Strong tackle right there. Strong young man for the Hornets.
3-yard loss brings up second down and long for East Central. They'll give it back to Burge. Sheds a tackle, finds a hole up the middle. Still on his feet. Great balance down to the 24-yard line. He'll be about 2 yards shy of the first down.
And that's what you like about Berg. One guy, it's hard for him to bring him down. Take another look, you know, coming right at you. Nice handoff that time. Look at him shed one tackler. Now watch one guy get his hand on him, and he almost was able to stay up. But he's a small guy, just kind of keeps his feet going, and look at him, try to use his hand for balance. Good job, Dante Burge, strong runner for East Central.
Single coverage on Dino Teague at the top of your screen on third down, and Burge leaps over and has the first down at the Hornet 21-yard line.
And that's what he'd do. You see him jump over the pile there just to get the first down and keep the chains moving. As we said, the running game of East Central is very, very important. And then they catch you sleep, and they have the receivers when you talk about Dino Teague. Also talk about Taylor and Colbert.
And Burge can't get away from a trio of Hornet tacklers on the first down carry.
And if you're the Hornets, that's what you have to do. You have to do a good job of game tackling Teague. Berg out of that backfield, and Hornets were able to do it that time, and that's what Coach Hall likes to call Hornet football, flying to the ball and gang tackling. And he said it's going to be very important in this matchup against East Central.
2 receivers split out right for the Cardinals on second down. And McDavid hands to Burge again, and again he runs into a brick wall. Remember, this defense, Rod, has pitched 7 shutouts in the last 10 weeks, including 2 in the playoffs.
You take another look, and this is the reason why. Watch the game tackling. Watch the pursuit right there. 3 Hornets right there. They hold on because Berg is really hard to bring down. Number 11 coming in, topping it off. Dominique Alexander, the brother of Derek Alexander, also an exciting player for the Hornets.
So it's 3rd down and a dozen from the Hornet 23. McDavid threw a pass on the opening play of this drive, and he'll go to the air again, or will he? He's trying to scramble out of trouble. Gets inside the 20, but wrapped up at about the 18-yard line, and we'll see if Antonio Escobedo comes on to attempt the three-pointer.
And Alexander able to get him again, but that's a heads-up play right there by McDavid. Did get the first down early in the season, may would have made that pass right there, which could have resulted in a turnover, and that's his growth and his leadership that Coach Hill talked about. Now Escobedo, the luxury you have, he's out there with the green shoes, Mike, the luxury you have when you have a kicker like him to try to put some points on the board.
36-yard attempt for Escobedo. Kick is up, and it is good. 5:01 to go opening quarter. Both teams have put points on the board. Booker T. Washington leads 6-3 on Fox Sports Oklahoma. Welcome back to Stillwater. Escobedo has it teed up. Barnett, Jones, and Lockett back deep to receive the kick for the Hornets. Another high kick by Escobedo, fielded at the 8-yard line. And the Hornets will start 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line as we take a look at that scoring drive for East Central after the return from Barnett. You see the Cardinals with a heavy dose of Dante Burge. And had he not lost his balance there, Rod might have taken it another 10 yards. But fortunately, they have a good kicker, and he lines one through the uprights from 35 yards, and it's 6-3.
And Mike, you see, very cold out here. Probably the coldest that these guys have played in this season, with the season that we had, not having very, very cold weather, but also wind blowing, so it could have an effect when you talk about this game.
1st and 10 from the 24. Albert, and Bennett drops it momentarily and then slips at about the 27. They're going to call it a gain of about 2.5.
And that's what you talk about, turnovers right there. Booker T. Washington very fortunate. Watch Albert comes back, fakes the pass, gets it to Bennett, and just kind of loses his feet that time, and very fortunate he didn't lose that ball, and we know how important turnovers are, in these matchups.
Well, and Bennett's a guy that's averaging almost 10 yards every time he touches the football, so he's a threat to bust one every time he gets the carry, and obviously the drop football certainly slows him down. Here he is on 2nd down, and he is wrapped up for a loss. Good job by the Cardinals, as getting in there to make the tackle was number 8, Javante Cross, who comes in with 180 tackles on the season.
Yeah, 6'2", 240-pound junior, and a good job. Now watch the push up front of this defensive line right here. They're in the backfield before Bennett is even able to catch that ball, and Cross is the main guy there, and you see he's fired up. And that's a big-time play right there by the defense of East Central.
Sets up a 3rd down and a baker's dozen for the Hornets, who have trips right. Cardinals showing blitz. Pass is complete. And out to about the 33, near the 1st down. Making the catch for Booker T. Washington is Trey Stearns.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th down here. You take a look at Travis Hill right there and what he's done. You know, look at his numbers, 13th season, done a tremendous job. As we said, won the state championship in 2005. He's done a tremendous job with this program, getting these guys in here and getting them going.
East Central is his alma mater and has a lot of pride in this program, and you see a couple of championships there for Coach Hill.
He sure would like another.
It's going to be 4th and about 1.5 yards. And it looks like the Hornets are going to go for it from their own 33-yard line. The give is to Bennett, and he has the 1st down. The flag comes in, though.
The flag coming in. Maybe holding right here.
During the play, holding against the offense. 10-yard penalty. It's still 4th down.
Take another look right here and look at him handing it off right here. Yeah, got a hold right there on Dandy. Number 2 that time, Trey Stearns. Ashton Dandy was coming trying to make the play. Officials all over it that time and going to force the Hornets to punt.
Siebert back to kick it for Booker T. High kick, but a short one. Cardinals will let this one bounce out of bounds, and they've got great starting field position for their 2nd drive at the 37 of Booker T. Washington.
And that's what you talk about, special teams right there. And Siebert usually kicks the ball a lot better than that. Looks like it went off the side of his foot that time, and is going to give East Central great field position. And this is what you have right here. You don't put a lot of pressure on your quarterback, McDavid. We talked about the defensive backs of Booker T. Washington, all their talent. Now you got Burge back there in the backfield, and you can allow him to work because you have the short field.
12-yard punt. 1st and 10 Cardinals, trailing 6-3 here in the opening quarter. 5A championship game from Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater. McDavid under center. He's going to throw it. Rolling to his right. Gets rid of it low, intended for Teague, and incomplete.
Good job. A lot of pressure right there by Dominique Alexander. Coming up and making him get rid of the football. And you like the pursuit right there of the Hornets. Doing a good job. Athletes all over the field. We talked about Teague. You talk about Stan Von Taylor. Also Cody Colbert, who ran one back in special teams in the first matchup. So a lot of talent out there at the skill positions.
2nd down and 10. They'll give it to Bird. Sheds one tackler. Still bouncing off people down to the 29-yard line. He's about 2 yards shy of the 1st down as we check in with Courtney Tennell.
Guys, this is a great football game so far, but hey, football is a game of inches, but hey, especially on the special teams plays, hey, this is going to be a game of field position. These guys are going to have to take advantage of each time they get the ball in a good area and get points on the board, and so they can try to get a good win in this game. Back to you, Mike.
Thanks, Courtney. Burge has already carried it 7 times for 24 yards. And here's carry number 8, and that's going nowhere.
And that's the gang tackling right there. But Burge so hard to bring down. They get to talk about that last run he had. And, man, he just spins and keeps those feet moving. And take another look at it right here. But good job by the defense up front coming in and making the play. I like the way these teams are playing. Number 45 right there on the tackle for the Hornets, Jarvis Henson.
Keandre Martin also helping out. And they've got so many guys on that defensive side of the football that have that speed and athleticism to make plays. 4th down from the 30, and they're going to elect to go for it. Burge gets the carry, has the first down, and he's down to the 22 of Booker T. Washington.
Huge 4th down call right there, able to move the chains again, just ride Berg and give him a little crease, and no one guy can bring him down really wild. We were talking to Coach Hall before the game, and he was talking about how strong this young man runs the ball and how they got to contain him. Look at his stutter step, then he gets past that one. Now watch him just throw one guy off and keep his feet moving. So hard to bring down.
Love the fact that they're not tentative. Going for it on 4th down, kind of in that. Oh, ball comes loose. I think McDavid was down. He was. You see Jeffers pointing to the turf. He stumbled, his knee went down, the football came loose. It'll be 2nd down for the Cardinals.
Yeah, that was a good call right there. He was definitely down. You take another look. Good job by the official. You see him coming out to the right, just kind of trips. And look at his knee is down. Ball pops out after he is down. Good call by the officials. They're right on it.
Yeah, he trips over his center, Sean Payton. Got the ankles crossed up. Fortunately for East Central, the result is just a 2-yard loss. 2nd down and 12. And we have whistles. Why? Because it's the end of quarter number 1 here in Stillwater. Booker T. Washington leading East Central 6-3. You're watching the 5A state championship game for the OSSAA on Fox Sports Oklahoma. Welcome back to Stillwater. Rodden visiting with Coach Hill this week. No pun intended. He talked about his team being a unique bird. Coming to Stillwater, playing here. Hey, it's 100 by 53 like any other football field, to take a page out of the book of Gene Hackman and Hoosiers. And he said, hey, we just come out here to play football. We stripe the parking lot sometimes just so the kids understand that it's the same distance, the same width, no matter where you play.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. That time, Stenbon Taylor got the direct snap, came around to that left side. Was brought down that time by number 46, Hollis Birmingham.
3rd and 13 for the Cardinals. And Teague at the top of your screen. 14 touchdowns on the season. He starts in motion, and there were 2 guys in motion, so it's going to go against the Cardinals.
Timeout on the field. Starts to East Central.
Well, East Central gets the timeout before the flag would fly on 3rd and 13 to sort things out on a big play here. Obviously, they'd love to get a first down, but they're in a lot better position for Escobedo if they don't pick up the first down.
Yeah, they are, and you talk about this East Central team, Mike, and being unique, and I asked Coach Hield, and you look at that first title matchup between two Tulsa public schools since 1973.
And before that, it was 1967, I believe. Yeah, it wasn't 73. It was actually, what, 86 was the last meeting between two Tulsa.
Central and McLean.
73 was the first time it happened. Booker T. Washington and Hale, and the Hornets beat Hale pretty handily.
So a marquee matchup between these two ball clubs.
Third down for the Cardinals out of the timeout. McDavid looking right, picked off. And making the interception for the Hornets is Lockett.
Yeah, and that's what you talk about, Mike, and I was telling you earlier about these defensive backs and, what they're able to do on Lockett. You're taking a look at it, but a lot of pressure back there on McDavid. Watch, he's coming back. They're right in his face, sitting the blitz. Birmingham in there, and watch Lockett right there able to pick it up and come away with the interception. And, boy, he was under heavy pressure that time. And Lockett able to come with it. Jarvis Henson, the first guy, get to McDavid. What a turnover right there by the Cardinals.
McDavid's 11th pick thrown this season. And that obviously keeps points off the board because they were in field goal range, but the Hornets take over deep in their own end at the 5-yard line. Sells in there at quarterback for the Hornets, and he hands it off for a nice pickup on the ground for Booker T.
Yeah, and you see Bennett right there, and that's his strong running style that we've seen time and time again. He has the breakout speed, but can really run through tacklers. Maybe not as shifty as a Dante Burge, but he definitely can make some moves and get around people. A lot of power and a lot of speed.
44 yards on 7 carries. I formation behind Sells on second down. He'll hand it off again. This time East Central there to pursue it, but Bennett able to get enough to pick up the first down as we check in with Courtney Tennell.
Before the game, talking to Coach Hall, he said he wanted to get that running game going, and that was going to be a key to winning this football game. And he's giving it to Isaac Bennett quite a few times, and they're going to keep giving a steady dose of this running game to this East Central defense. Back to you, Mike.
Thanks, Courtney. Sells in at quarterback, as we mentioned, 828 yards passing, 15 touchdowns, and just 2 interceptions. So him and Albert, a pretty dynamic duo behind center for Coach Darrell Hall.
Yeah, they're doing a tremendous job, and both have shown great leadership. And as we said, coming in a quarterback by committee, and hey, it's worked so far. The Hornets sitting here in the state championship game, only loss coming to Broken Arrow. Coach Hall has done a very good job, him and his staff, putting these guys in the right places.
Line of scrimmage to 22. Pitch it to Bennett.
How about that block there, number 25 for the Hornets, coming up with a huge block, Deontay Fields, to open up that hole right there for Bennett, and that's what you got to have, great blocking downfield. And watch 25 in your screen right here, and watch him open this hole. Boom, right there, able to open it up, allow Bennett to get some more yards. Number 4 for the Hornets, Marcus Brown's coming in. Look at that block, 25 opening that hole right there, and look at the pursuit right there, Cody Colbert and also Marcus Brown in on the tackle.
First down for the Hornets at the 39, so they've marched 34 yards so far on this drive, 17 of them, half of them coming on that carry by Bennett. Timeout on the field called by the Cardinals. We're in the second quarter in Stillwater. Booker T leading East Central 6-3 on Fox Sports Oklahoma. 9:49 to go, second quarter from Boone Pickens Stadium on the OSU campus. 1st and 10 for the Hornets from the 39. Sells over the middle, intercepted. Teague makes the pick, and he's tackled at midfield by Lockett, and the Cardinals get the football back for the offense.
And that's a huge play right there for Teague. Haven't said much on offense about him, but comes up with a big defensive play. And you see Sales, a nice fake right here, and just kind of throws it up, and Teague right there waiting on it. And a good job of bringing him down, because we know how electric he is in the open field, but a big play that time by the defense of East Central.
And you saw his intended receiver coming across the middle, but that throw was definitely short. Teague was right there in the zone to make the pick. He returns it 4 yards. It's 1st and 10 Cardinals at midfield. Stan Von Taylor trotting to the top of your screen on 1st and 10 for East Central. And Birds trying to bounce it outside. Will get about 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for East Central, but there is a flag down.
Yeah, late flag that time, and usually when it's back there, Mike is holding.
Referee Randy Jeffers will let us know.
So it must be against East Central.
During the run, that holding against the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the flag. Replay 1st down.
And those types of penalties, Rod, really can put a cramp in your style when it comes to driving. You get the ball at midfield on the interception and then back yourself right back up into your own end all the way back to the 37, 38-yard line or so.
Yeah, another good call. You can definitely see the hold in there, so the officials have been all on it in this first half in this championship game.
1st and long now for East Central. McDavid to throw it. Ball tipped up a couple of times and picked off by the Hornets. Little juggling act going on. And McDavid's 2nd interception, this one by Dante Barnett. And he's done it for the 7th time this season.
Take another look and just kind of tip drill here. Trying to find the big fella right there. Not able to catch it. It goes up. Jump ball. Good job by Barnett. Able to come down with it and record the interception. But a huge play right there for the Hornets. Play was there. Usually Damian Gibson, usually pretty sure-handed, not able to catch it.
Looked like a volleyball match breaking out here at Boone Pickens Stadium. Here is the Week 3 meeting and the struggles of McDavid as that one was picked off and returned for a touchdown by Trey Jones. And then this one went back for 6 as well, and doing the honors that time was Mike Evans. And that was really the difference in that ball game, the victory for the Hornets 11 weeks ago.
Definitely was, and really impressed with East Central to have all the turnovers and still lose by such a short margin.
Prior to the snap, offense lined up off sides, 5-yard penalty. We're still at 1st down.
So now the Hornets back themselves up 5 and still have pretty good field position to start it from the 50, but it's 1st and 15. Bennett trying to get around the edge. Still on his feet, bouncing off Stan Von Taylor, and then picks up about 12 before he's finally wrestled out of bounds.
And there you see his powerful running right there. Has the speed, Mike, to get to the edge and turn the corner, but once he does, lowers his shoulders, keep his feet moving, and able to pick up that 1st down right there. Strong, impressive run that time by Bennett. Take another look at him, and that's what we talk about. Watch the speed to get to the outside, away from the tacklers right there to stiff arm. Now watch the run. Pushes him down. Now watch him keep his arms moving, still on his feet. So strong, so powerful, so quick to get to that edge. Isaac Bennett.
6 foot, 190 pounds. And they'll hand off to the up man this time, and he's tackled at the 30, and that was Deontay Fields, who of course made the great block earlier to spring Bennett.
Yeah, nice play right there. Deontay Fields able to pick up a couple on that play. Both coaches, talking to both coaches before the game, they knew coming in be who can stop the run. especially with the wind blowing the way it is. And we've seen a couple of turnovers already.
8.5 to go in the first half. Second down for Booker T. Washington. Sells under center. Hands it off to Bennett. He's got blockers in front. And he's down inside the 15. A first down at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, and he had one blocker that took out two guys. We talked about him, Deontay Fields, the junior. Now watch him block two guys right here. Look at him. He just steamrolling two guys, and the strong run by Bennett, able to pick up the first down and move the chain and look like this offensive line of the Hornets is kind of settling in and making some things happen.
First down for Booker T. Washington. Look to pad their 6-3 lead. Bennett gets the carry. And this time he can't bounce free. He's down at the 8 after a gain of 4.
And that's a nice tackle right there by Clinton Taylor, able to hold on, kind of one-on-one right there, and he's able to grab on to Bennett and hold on, take another look at it, and they having success around this left side. And you take a look at him, watch him coming right here. Great tackling right there by that young man.
Goes by CJ and makes the big tackle there to set up a second down and 6 for the Hornets. And we have a flag on the far side.
So looks like it's going to be against the Hornets again.
I think they lined up offsides once again.
Offsides against the offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Well, that's what you don't want right there. You don't want to get that penalty. I think Coach Hall wants to talk about it. Don't want to get that penalty, not from lining up right. And you see the disappointment on his face right there.
We'll take a break as well. 7:38 to go, second quarter. Hornets on the move, leading by 3 in Stillwater. Hornets with a second down and 11 after the penalty at the 13 of East Central. They lead it 6-3. And they'll pitch to Bennett. Shakes off one guy, but there may have been a penalty in the backfield once again.
Yeah, maybe in the backfield. Side ref threw it that time, so could be face mask. Usually when it's in the back, it's usually holding. Let's see what they have here.
I see a couple of Hornets clapping, so it may have been of the face mask variety, which will move the ball forward.
During the run, personal foul, face mask against the defense.
So they'll move the football inside the 5 to the 4-yard line.
It's still a second down.
Still second down. And not a lot of real estate to cover to get the first down or the touchdown. Sells to Bennett. And he gets maybe a yard and a half. He's going to be short of the first down by about a yard.
Good job, Damian Gibson, getting in there, making that play. trying to see something along that left side, short side of the field, see if they'll go to the right side of the field. But they've had a lot of success on that left side. A big third down right here, but good job by the big fella, Damian Gibson, getting in there and getting good pursuit and getting a hand on the feet of Bennett.
Third down and 1.5 yards needed to move the chains. It's Bennett. And he's got the first down, but not the touchdown as he gets down to the 1 yard line.
Good job by East Central right there, clogging it up. It's going to be a first down. You said it, Mike. 4 more downs to punch it in. And they're just kind of coming right at you right now, challenging that offensive line to get a good push. Sales leading this team down in position to put more points on the boards for the Hornets.
First and goal for Booker T. Second quarter. 6:25 to go. Sells, sneaks forward, and he's in for the touchdown.
A good job that time by Dominique Sales. That time just going in behind his blockers up front, leading his team, marching it down after the turnover and punching it in for the touchdown. Taking a look, they just get behind him, and then you see players just kind of pushing forward, and he's able to cross the plane and score for the Hornets.
Gives them a 12-3 lead. And it looks like they're going to line up and go for 2. Not sure why, because you kick the extra point, you're up 10. But they're going to try to push the lead to 11. And we have a delay of game.
Prior to the snap, delay of game. 5-yard penalty against the offense. Replay the try.
That'll change everything. Looks like the field goal unit will come in now. Let's see, didn't get a good snap last time on the extra point, and we know how important these special teams are.
Well, Siebert's a pretty good kicker, 6'3", 190-pound senior, kicked 7 field goals this season. He usually gets some good leg on it. And this time, strong boot is no good. So this time, gets plenty of leg on it, but misses again, and the Hornets, with 2 touchdowns, lead it 12-3 with 6:18 to go in the half.
Yeah, and these could be costly, could be important when you look at 6 points getting up there on the board. I don't know, I know the wind is pretty strong down there. We've definitely seen a couple that the wind has affected, but he's pretty sure-footed, usually, just not catching his rhythm right now. Another break right there for East Central.
You know, Rod, both of these programs over the years have had some great players that have, some of which have gone on and done some pretty big things on a national scale. Of course, Robert Meacham, now with the Saints, played for Booker T. Washington. Felix Jones with the Dallas Cowboys. The list goes on and on. R.W. McQuarters, Reuben Gant, Mark Bradley, Ethan Thomas for East Central. Of course, Tony Casillas back in the day.
Mark Anderson doing a good job down for the Houston Texans. Playing well. I mean, you could just go on and on with the list of Hornets who have made a living playing this football.
You know, a conversation with Coach Hill, he talked about, back in 05 when they won the title, Randy Palmer, Michael Johnson, a couple of key players on that team, they kind of had that refuse to lose attitude. And he said several guys on this year's squad have that same mentality. And the biggest thing for them to get over the hump today is to minimize mistakes. Of course, they've had the 2 turnovers, so thus far haven't been able to execute that. But they're still in the ballgame, just down by 9.
He said he knew that early in practice, but you never find out until you get in the place of competition. But he said that win at Bartlesville in overtime really showed him that this team could be pretty special. And thus they're here competing for the state championship, and look like this is going to be against the Hornets again.
Yeah, he offsides on the kick, so that'll back him up 5 and will give Dante Burge a chance to return it.
Yeah, and he definitely can do that.
Prior to the kick, the kicking team was offsides. 5-yard penalty. Replay the kick.
If you're the Hornets right now, I believe that make the 4th penalty where they're just offside, lining up. So now it's going to give better chance. And we've seen what East Central can do in special teams. You know, we said earlier in this first matchup, Cody Colbert ran one back for a touchdown. You got Stan Taylor, who also an exciting player, plus Bird. So these guys can really light it up when it comes to special teams. At any time, they can run one back.
6 penalties for 45 yards on the Hornets here in the first half. Siebert will kick it from the 35. Line drive effort, fielded at the 29-yard line. And the Cardinals will start out across the 40 at about the 41-yard line as we take a look at that last forward scoring drive by the Hornets. It all started with the pick by Barnett, and then some tough running by Bennett. So Bennett and Barnett really getting the job done, and Sells sneaks in for the score for the Hornets to give them a 12-3 advantage. 1st and 10 East Central from their own 40. Burge will take the handoff, gets through the first line of defense, out across midfield and into Hornet territory after a pickup of 13. First down, Cardinals.
And Mike, that's what he does so well. That first initial guy that gets there and make contact with it, he makes him miss. Look here, has him right here, has him wrapped up, just slippery, gets away from him. Look how he runs, protects the football, does a tremendous job running that ball, and look at him get away from this first guy. Has him right there, just keeps his feet going, protecting the football. Dante Burge, exciting running back for the Cardinals.
Got away from Derek Alexander, but Dominique Alexander able to bring him down. First down carry again, and some more good running. Close to another first down is Dante Burge.
And now this looked like what they've done in the first matchup. That offensive line is opening holes on that left side for Burge to get through. And once he gets past that initial hole, then he makes people miss. You take a look at his numbers today, 11 rushes, 54 yards. And now this offensive line seems to be settling in for East Central. Let's see if Booker T can make some adjustments. And that they did. Number 51 right there with that big tackle by William Wayne coming through with the hit.
Yeah, he's a guy that came in with 74 tackles, 8 sacks, 4 fumble recoveries. Always around the football, makes a big play in the backfield there.
How about that, coming from that right side, and wasn't going to let Burge get anywhere that time. Wrapped him up and brought him down.
Second down and a long 10 for East Central. Burge trying to bounce it outside, and there's nowhere to go. He's back at the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Cardinals as we go under 5 minutes to go, second quarter.
Dominique Alexander, the 6'1 sophomore again right there. Brother on that line. Alexander right there. He'll play some linebacker, also some little tight end, but done a good job of just stretching out and making a play on Burge.
It's been tough to throw the football for both teams here this afternoon with the win. And McDavid will keep it on the ground on 3rd down. And Burge shakes loose. And he's going to be short of the first down by about 2 yards as he gets down to the 20. Well, let's see where they spotted, Rod. Spotted at about the 27-yard line. And that'll be real close to the marker.
How about that play right there by Burge? They may have to bring the chains out to measure this one. Let's see. Officials talking it over. They're going to bring the chains out, but
so while they march onto the field to measure it, let's check in with Courtney Tennell.
Hey, Rod, I know you were talking about this offensive line out here on both sides of the football, Booker T as well as East Central. These offensive lines are getting after it. They're getting leverage and getting underneath the pads of the defenders, and they're driving them back in order for their running backs to get yardage. I know we talk a lot about how skillful these running backs are, and these are great running backs. These offensive lines are doing their job. They're very well coached, and they're doing a great job today. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Courtney. Great point. As Bird's now with 14 totes for 64 yards. And it's 1st and 10 Cardinals at the 27 of Booker T. Washington.
As Courtney said, a lot of credit. That offensive line really settling in right now toward East Central. Berg is warming up.
Following the block of Kenya Osborne, runs right into a trio of Hornet tacklers, including Alexander and Wayne.
And that was a good job, good pursuit that time by the defense. And what Coach Hall likes to call Hornet football, gang tackling, pursuing the ball. And you have to get Berg early. If you're going to get him, you have to get him early. Because he will make you miss out in the open field.
2nd down and 10, under 4 minutes to go in the half. And Burge again gets down to the 25. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for East Central.
Yeah, and you got to wrap him up, Mike, and just take a look how he just makes people miss. Good job by the defense that time. Barnett coming over and making the play. One getting down low, another up top, but he is definitely a strong runner. Dante Berg.
East Central is 2 of 4, converting 3rd downs. They need 8 here to keep the drive moving. And Burge is going to get close. He's down to the 18. I think he's going to be about a yard shy. And it'll be interesting to see what Coach Hill elects to do here.
Looks like he's going to be a couple yards short. You take another look at it coming around this left side, and David just kind of hands it off to him, some blocking up front, and look at the Hornets trying to come in there and make some plays. Number 15 making that play, Dante Barnett. So it looked like the Cardinals will bring the guy in with the green shoes, Escobedo.
Well, he's made one 35-yarder already to get the Cardinals on the board.
There you can see the shoes, Mike. The green must stand for money. Escobedo is money when it comes to kicking these field goals.
And a good snap, good kick, but there is a whistle, and it could be that the Hornets were offsides. There was some movement along the line of scrimmage. Hornets are pointing East Central's way.
And Mike, we talk about passing.
Snap, ball start against the offense, 5-yard penalty.
That makes it really big, and you talk about passing, not only passing, but kicking the ball. You see the goalposts down there, and the little flags on there moving pretty good. You see the goalposts kind of rocking back and forth, so the wind can definitely be a factor in this game. Now moved him back. Let's see if he still has the leg to kick it through.
His long this season is 42. This one a 40-yard attempt. And again, we have a flag down.
Looks like that's going to be against East Central again.
Prior to the snap, ball start against the offense, 5-yard penalty.
Now it'll be interesting to see. Probably go for it now.
Well, definitely frustrated coach.
Yeah, definitely. May have to use a timeout right here. Clock has started, so East Central may have to burn one if they're not careful.
4th down and 11 instead of 4th and 1 after the 2 penalties. And they'll snap it from the 28.
They have to call a timeout. Wasn't going to get it off in time. I believe Coach Hill calls a timeout. Let's see what we have here.
You know, Rod, week 14, these teams both making a lot of
On the field.
mistakes,
Starts East Central.
costly penalties. East Central uses their final timeout there with 1:58 to go in the half, and the Hornets leading 12-3. Of course, your Ford halftime show is coming up in about 118 seconds. We'll have Angie Jones from Special Olympics joining us, plus highlights and stats from the first 2 quarters of play in this 5A championship game. Stay tuned for the Ford halftime show. So Escobedo was on the field to attempt a 35-yarder, backed him up 5. He's got the leg to make it from 40, backed him up 5 more. And so now East Central comes on the field intending to go for it. They're 1 for 1 on 4th down today. But you hate to take points off the board. And no guarantee he would have made the 35-yarder, but he had made one earlier.
Yeah, you like your chances with him. And that becomes interesting. McDavid has to get more confidence passing this ball right now with the win. Birds can take it and get a first down. Let's see what they elect to do.
McDavid bobbled around, incomplete, intended for Stan Von Taylor down at the 5-yard line. And so the Hornets will take over possession of the football with 1:52 to go and 2 timeouts.
David that time tried to take advantage of the one-on-one coverage on Stan Von Taylor. We talked about how exciting he is, but now they're able to convert there on 4th down. Take another look. McDavid just kind of throws it up, trying to make a play right there, kind of behind Taylor, and not able to come up with it.
So Booker T will take the field with the offense. And Jordy Albert back at quarterback, and he'll snap it from the 28-yard line. Fakes the pitch, under pressure, lets it fly, and it's incomplete off the fingertips of Isaac Bennett.
And Isaac usually out of that backfield, he's caught a couple of touchdowns, but had a lot of Cardinals around him that time that will come up and make a huge hit. Kind of spooked him a little.
2nd down and 10 for the Hornets. 4 receivers. 2 left, 2 right for Albert. Looks left and fires, and that one is dropped. And it'll be 3rd down and 10. That one intended for Godot Jr.
Yeah, Ron Godot not able to come up with that one. You take a look at Jordy Albert, 2 of 4, 23 yards. No touchdowns right now. And you see the Hornets trying to put it in the air and move it down in field goal range before this 141 is up. But haven't had success so far.
1 for 3 on 3rd downs are the Hornets. And they elect to throw it again. This time it's caught by Lockett. And he's wrapped up after a gain of 9, so it will bring up a 4th down and short for the Hornets. And because of the 3 passes thrown in this possession, if they elect to punt it, Cardinals will have some time left to make something happen.
They'll have a lot of time. You're taking a look. Nice fake there by Albert. Hits Lockett. And watch Colbert come up and make the play. He's short of the 1st down. But the Hornets gonna go for it.
4th down and a yard. And they pitch it back, and they've got the 1st down at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like he just picked it up. Nice play right there by the Hornets. They'll move the chains.
53 ticks left here in the 2nd quarter. Hornets up 12-3.
What you figured would be a defensive battle between these 2 teams. Very good defenses. Both kind of with the same mission, stop the run and make each team beat him with the pass.
Barnett with the reception. Avoids a couple of tacklers and has lots of real estate in front. He's down to the 32 of East Central, 1st and 10.
And that's what he can do right there. We talk about Dante Barnett, nice play. And when you get those guys in space, those kind of athletes, they can make some things happen. And Dante Barnett is a prime example. Watch the nice quick pass right here by Albert. Now watch him begin to make some guys miss. Makes 2 miss right here, then turns on the wheels, picks up some yardage right here, and tries to get away from another defender. And a good job that time. Dante Barnett picking up a big chunk of yardage right there for the Hornets.
Hornets pick up 28 on the completion from Albert to Barnett. Call a timeout with 23 seconds left. And in Cardinal territory, 1st down and 10 at the 31-yard line. Of course, Darrell Hall, we mentioned it, Rod, earlier, on this sideline 365 days ago. And that's his ring from coaching the Star Spencer Bobcats to the 4A title over Douglas, who is in the championship again tonight against Wagner. Of course, we'll have that game for you as well on Fox Sports Oklahoma coming up at 7:30.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. The team gave him a hard time about wearing it. He said, only way I take it off is you win another one. So, unlike Coach Hill, he has some hardware.
Albert avoids the pressure, buys some time, and completes the, it's dropped.
A nice pass that time. Good job by Albert getting out of the way of Damian Gibson. And you take another look right here and watch Gibson coming in, getting great pursuit. Now watch the pass right here. Good job setting up that time. And almost just out of the fingertips of Dante Barnett. And he usually makes that catch that time. Got against his body and not able to come up with it. And that one right there would have been 6 on the board.
Would have been his 9th touchdown. Instead, it's 2nd down and 10 with 15 seconds left here in the second quarter. Albert pumps and fires. Intercepted at the 10.
And how about the play that time? We talked about Stan Von Taylor. A very exciting play. You take him and Cody Colbert back there, and they're very reliable at those defensive back positions. Take another look at him, and just an athletic play. Albert tries to get it in, and look at Stan Von Taylor jump up and grab it. You talk about him and Cody Colbert. Cody Colbert had 4 picks in the last matchup last week against Lawton. So these are 2 guys that can really play. We saw Dino Teague know what he can do. So a lot of athleticism out there in the secondary.
So McDavid trots on with the offense at the 11, 1st down and 10 with just 7 seconds left, and I imagine they may just hand it to Burge and let the clock run out and hope he breaks one.
That's what they'll do. Gotta be careful with him. Gotta bring him down.
Out to midfield as time expires here in the first half. He gets 39 on the final play of the first half. Hornets lead the Cardinals 12-3. They scored on their opening drive with a Bennett 31-yard touchdown. Escobedo answered with a field goal from 35, and then Dominique Sells in the second quarter snuck in. Both extra points missed by Booker T, and they lead it at the break 12-3 here at Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater. And let's check in a moment with Courtney Tennille, who will have Coach Hall standing by, and he's got it. Courtney?
All right, Coach Hall, great first half. Before the game, you said you guys got to get the running game going, and you guys also had to slow down East Central's running game. How do you think you guys fared here in the first half?
Well, right now we're okay. We're ahead. That's the good thing about it. I mean, they're still getting to run the ball. We got to do a better job of getting our hands on him and tackling him. We got hands on him, but he's breaking through. He's a strong runner. Can cut turnovers down a little bit, and take better care of the ball, and things are going well.
All right, Coach, thank you. Good luck to you in the second half.
You bet. I need a little luck.
Back to you, Mike.
All right, thanks, Courtney. The Ford Halftime Show is coming up next when we come back to Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater. It's the Hornets 12 and the Cardinals 3. You're watching the 5A State Championship game on Fox Sports Oklahoma. Got to complete some passes because eventually they're going to find a way to at least contain Burge. They're not going to stop him, but they're going to find a way to contain him.
Well, that's what Coach Hall alluded to in the beginning of the game, talking about just containing him, knowing that he's a great black out of that backfield that runs extremely hard, and they do. They're going to have to loosen up that defense, and I think on both sides right now you have to give the edge, as far as yards, as Booker T. Washington establishing that running game, but I do think East Central has to loosen up that defense a little bit, but Coach Hill, he'll make the adjustments right here. And we know McDavid is capable. That win out there is pretty tough. Look for them to maybe throw the little quick dump outs, get Taylor out on the side, out in space, and that allowed them to make some moves. But definitely, and this is what you like about this, two good coaches coming out in the second half. Let's see who makes the adjustments and who can come out and win the gold ball.
Yeah, McDavid's thrown for 2,000 yards this season, but has 0 here this afternoon. So that's key. Getting into the hands of Dino Teague as well, their outstanding wideout. 14 touchdowns on the season. And just finding a way to, like you said, with the wind being a factor, find a way to dump it off and let these guys make some plays in space.
Or allow them to continue to do what they can do in special teams, and that's why this is so important. They've got great field position when they came to special teams.
Siebert kicks it off to start the third. It's fielded at the 5-yard line. It's Malachi Neal, and he breaks a couple of tackles and has some room down the left side. He's chased down from behind, but not till he gets to the 37-yard line. Great field position to start it off after Neal returns it 32 yards to start the third quarter.
And that's what you want right there. Great run that time by Malachi Neal, and able to get his team some momentum and get them fired up. Got good field position right here. And now let's see what the Cardinals do to start this third quarter.
You see McDavid's numbers, 0 for 5 and the 2 interceptions. Had 4 in the first meeting. Would not like to duplicate that here this afternoon. Burge takes the handoff. Alexander helping the rest of his Hornet teammates to make the tackle after a 2-yard gain.
And that was good pursuit that time. Not a hole right there for Berg to kind of squeeze through and able to grab him up and wrestle him down on that possession.
Brings up a 2nd down and 8 as we take a look at Dante Burge's first half numbers. 19 carries, 114 yards.
Remember, had 225 yards last week in that 30-15 win over Lawton Mack. Very good Lawton Mack team, I might add.
They'll go back to Burge, and again, the Hornets, a great job of pursuit as Alexander chases him down from behind to help bring him down.
And there you see the big play capability of Derek Alexander. I mean, he just continues to make plays for this Hornet defense. The team leader, understand what's important. Talking to Coach Hall, one of the best kids he's ever coached, far as on and off the field, outstanding leader. And you see him out there on that defensive line making plays for his ball club.
Osborne trots off, Cross in the backfield along with Burge on 3rd and 8. McDavid will throw it, trying to complete his first pass of the day. He does. And a good job of tiptoeing and staying on his feet and picking up an extra yard. And that's Damian Gibson with the reception.
Yeah, and that's a nice play that time by Damian Gibson. You know, coming back, catching the ball. Good job by McDavid, taking his time, rolling out to his right. Take a look right here. Takes his time, good poise, finds. Now watch the move right here. Great grab, stays in bounds, then fights for some extra yards to pick up the first down. Damian Gibson also having a big day defensively for East Central.
Out to the 47-yard line. First completed pass for the Cardinals here today, and maybe that'll give McDavid a boost of confidence. Back to the ground game. Burge. Lockett gets him at midfield.
That's a good job of just dragging it out by the Hornets right there. Lockett able to get a hold to Burge and hold on and bring him down. So many guys have a tough time doing that with him.
You know, we've talked about Alexander and the bloodlines there, with his father being a part of that team back in the 80s that pitched 7 shutouts. Lockett comes from a list of talented players as well.
Exactly. His dad played in NFL for Kansas City for a while, went to Kansas State, also had an uncle went to Kansas State, thus he's going to Kansas State. How about the defense right there up front by the Hornets?
They'll spot it at the Hornet 48-yard line, and the Cardinals will face a 3rd down.
Take another look right here. Good job of pursuit that time, number 45 and 46 for the Hornets, making those plays. Hollis Birmingham and Jarvis Henson in. Big 3rd down play. Let's see if they go back to the air with McDavid, who had success on the last 3rd down play.
3rd down and about 6 for the Cardinals. McDavid rolls right. He's going to run with it. He's out of bounds at the 46. It'll be 4th down and about 4 for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and he's going to be short, but another wise play that time. Didn't have anything, didn't try to force it. Like the Cardinals, going to try to punt, pin him back. Smart play by McDavid that time, didn't force anything.
First time today the Cardinals have kicked it away. It's actually the second. And he angles it towards the 14-yard line. That's where it's fielded. And Lockett with a nice return to set up the Hornets offense. They lead at 12-3. You're watching the OSSAA 5A Championship on Fox Sports Oklahoma. Sunny skies in Stillwater for the 5A championship game inside Boone Pickens Stadium. Hornets lead it 12-3 and have it 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Rod, we talked about the wind today, 16 miles per hour, gusts up to 29, which has made it very difficult to get the passing game going for either squad.
Yeah, it has been a factor. Both teams trying to run the ball. Good job by East Central. There's Damian Gibson again coming away with that tackle, not letting Bennett get any room around that right side.
That's one of the adjustments Coach Hill said they made in visiting with Courtney Tennille before the start of the third was we shored up some things defensively to try to slow down that running game.
And he said we have to make this team one-dimensional, and that's passing the ball. There you see his numbers. Tough to pass the ball out here in these conditions.
Albert will throw. Caught on the far side. It'll be about 3rd down and 3 as making the catch over there was Dante Barnett.
A good tackle that time by Stanbon Taylor. Coming up, making the hit to force 3rd down.
A long 3 needed to move the chains. Two receivers at the top of your screen for Jordy Albert. He'll hand it to Bennett. And Bennett drives forward for the 1st down and more before he's finally wrapped up at around the 38-yard line.
Yeah, number 4. Keith Brown coming up with that tackle, but you see the power of Bennett. Able to bust through that hole right there and take some people with him and move the chains for the Hornets.
Brown with 62 tackles coming into the championship game.
That time shook off the hit by Dees, and boy, just look at him power forward. Pick up more yards.
From the 38-yard line, Bennett again finds a crease. He's out near midfield and into Cardinal territory.
When he hits that hole right there and finding the crease, and take a look. Watch him just explode through there right there. So powerful. Now watch him keep his feet moving and constantly dragging guys forward.
19 carries for 138 yards, a whistle before the snap.
It looked like they want to just kind of continue to ride him as much as he has success. And we talk about good running game. That's why you always hear coaches talk about running. You can control the tempo of the game and work the clock.
Prior to the snap, illegal substitution on the defense. 5-yard penalty.
It'll be 1st down and 5 for the Hornets after the penalty on the Cardinals. And they'll go back to the well with Bennett, who gets down to the Cardinal 40. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Good job, Javante Cross in there again for East Central. Not letting Bennett get many. You look at Bennett, man, he's a big guy. Powerful and fast.
Seen this formation a lot today with 2 receivers split out wide right. They'll run it left with Bennett. And Teague, the first guy to get to him, then helping him out was Ashton Dandy, and they drop him for a loss.
And that was a good job by Teague that time. Didn't go up, didn't over pursue, just took his time. Help was on the way, taking a look. They pitch it out to the left, and watch Teague. Look, watch him break down and just take his time, wait for him to come, and has plenty of help right there to make the tackle. Outstanding play right there by the defense of East Central.
3rd down and 5. Needed to move the chains for Booker T. Washington. Three backs in the backfield surrounding Albert, who's in the shotgun. He hands it off, and it'll be 4th down for the Hornets.
Yeah, and how about that hit right there? There's that man again, Damian Gibson, coming up making the play. Take a look, kind of some confusion right there. Watch the hit right there. Good textbook, wrapping up, bringing him down. Damian Gibson coming with a big play for the Cardinals.
He's over 100 tackles for the season, and a big one there to force a punting situation for the Hornets.
6'4", 250, the junior, having a game on both sides of the ball.
Siebert with a good kick this time. Fielded and dropped, and then recovered at the 8-yard line. Cardinals offense will take the field, trailing 12-3. It's the 5A state championship game on Fox Sports Oklahoma. Welcome back to a chilly Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater. Cardinals have the football back, but inside their own 10, 1st down and 10, trailing by 9. And they'll give it to Burge, who gets across the 10 to the 11-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7. And you know, Travis Hill's been known to go to that bag of tricks, and because of the limited passing game that they've had today, maybe you find a way to get it in the hands of Burge, have him throw a pass, or maybe a Dino Teague, and maybe try to mix it up a little bit to try to get the Hornets off balance. And Burge wrapped up. No gain, about 5 Hornets in on the tackle.
And you see the Hornets just loading up right there. No Burge is coming right at him. Able to come up with another big play. The defense is pursuing very good. Right now, watch a little dump ball pass to Teague or to Taylor. Maybe even Colbert. And he's out there, and watch Gibson, big tight end across the middle there. You see him in your screen. He's very capable of catching passes also.
4 receivers set for the Cardinals on 3rd down. McDavid. Direct snap, ball comes loose. Hornets say they have it.
Be close down there. Ball was definitely.
It's East Central football, but it's 4th down.
Yeah, and that was from the start. Take another look and watch right from the start. Boy, just real fortunate. It went into the hands of number 1 that time and battle for the loose ball, and the Cardinals have come up with it, but real fortunate that time. William Goree was able to hold on to it.
Cardinals will punt it from their own end zone. Good kick. Out near midfield, it's dropped. And the Cardinals, that gives them time to get to the ball carrier. It'll be Hornet football at the Cardinal 47, leading 12-3.
Good old junior. And now, as you said, special teams, outstanding punt that time. That defense of the Hornets doing a good job the last couple of possessions, last couple of series, excuse me, of containing Birds, not letting them get those first downs. And as you said, Mike, and that's why it's going to come down to who can contain that run. And Booker T. Washington going to keep trying to come at you, and this defense has responded of East Central, and so we have a battle here, 12-3 here in the 3rd.
2:34 to go in the 3rd quarter. And neither team has tacked any points on here in the 2nd half.
That's good defense right there. D's in there wrapping up, along with number 8, Javante Cross. Take another look at him. Boy, they're right there waiting for Bennett coming up, and look at D's just sit down in the hole and grab him around those knees and drive him to the ground. Got Sales back in the game at quarterback for the Hornets. He led that drive for a touchdown that he ran in, quarterback sneak in the 1st half.
2nd and 9. Sales will pitch it. And Bennett with a stiff arm, and it's not going to work. And there's a flag down as he's tackled.
That was a good play right there, Cody Colbert. I don't know if they're going to call offensive face mask right there. We'll have to see, but good job of Colbert coming up, making a play. And Bennett is really hard to tackle when he has a full head of steam right there, and tried to use a stiff arm, but Colbert coming up out of that secondary makes the play. Referee's trying to sort it out here.
Certainly can't fault the effort of the Cardinals defense here today. They've allowed the 2 touchdowns, but here in the 2nd half, they've been pretty stout.
They have been. They've done a tremendous job coming up and making plays. Let's see what we have here. Talking to the coaches, they want to make sure they get the play right. Let's see what we have.
During the run, well, an incidental face mask against the offense. That penalty is going to be declined. The result of the play is 3rd down.
So 3rd down for the Hornets. And they were able to decline that penalty because of the great defensive pursuit on Bennett.
Yeah, Cody Colbert did a tremendous job coming up and making that play.
3rd down and 9 and some shifting. And Bennett will take a direct snap. He'll run it right. He's got the 1st down and more. Still on his feet. Cuts back to the 20, 15, 10, Touchdown Hornets.
How about the play right there by Isaac Bennett coming up. They go direct snap. Great play call. Switch it up. Just tries to get him around the corner. Shows you his speed and his power. Getting around to the outside, making something happen and scoring for the Hornets.
His second touchdown of the afternoon. This one from 46 yards. And Siebert on to try to make it a 19-3 ball game. High snap, gets it down, kick is up, and it is good. 186 yards on 24 carries for Bennett, 2 touchdowns, and the Hornets lead this 5A championship game 19-3. Cardinals will try to answer when we come back on Fox Sports Oklahoma. We are back in Stillwater. Hornets lead by 16, so it's still a 2-possession ball game because 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions by the Cardinals would tie this one up. But their offense has certainly sputtered here on Championship Saturday. Got to get something going on this possession. Late in the third quarter, 1:29 to go.
Maybe they can break one in this special teams right now. I'll look for them to open up that playbook a little bit. And a sense of urgency right now. Look like they want to get a penalty and get good field position on that, and that's what you don't want.
Here's your forward scoring drive by the Hornets. And all you need to see is this. Isaac Bennett on the third play
against the kicking
of a 47-yard drive, goes 46 of it. And just a great job of running.
Oh, making some moves, so strong, so powerful. Good block right there, and he's able to get into the end zone. And 4 points for the Hornets. And now this offense of East Central, try to get Berg loose some more, but if not, you're going to have to open it up a little bit. But they're very, very capable. A lot of game left.
From the 35, Burge. And he is wrapped up by the shoestrings. Good tackle made in there by the Hornets. Hinson in there to wrap him up.
You see that pursuit they're getting right now, and they pretty much figured out what's coming is Berg. Let's see if they can get some of these receivers free, like Taylor.
Ben Bowling, former Jenks quarterback, coordinates that offense for the Cardinals, and you're kind of in a position now down 16 where you've really got to try to open things up. McDavid to throw. He'll tuck it and try to get away from traffic. Good block there as he falls down at the 40. And he's about 5 yards shy of the first down.
That was a good job right there by McDavid, showing his athleticism that time, and really like the poise that he has in the pocket. Nobody open, great coverage downfield by the Hornets. So he tucks it in and makes some things happen. You take another look right here. Nice fake, looking for his receivers. Check down, nobody there. Now he's trying to come up with that first down, but falls a little short.
Cards are 3 of 8 on third downs. They need 5 here to keep the drive moving. There's a stoppage of play with the end of the third here in Stillwater. Cardinals trailing 19-3. You're watching the OSSAA 5A Championship on Fox Sports Oklahoma. "12 minutes separating one of these teams from a state title. Hornets lead 19-3, 3rd and 5 for the Cardinals to start the final quarter."
Big third down possession right here. See what they come up with. Oh, had him open that time.
But incomplete.
A little bit behind him. Now to bring up 4th down, and yeah, you got to punt it.
Cards offense has been stymied. And they'll have to kick it away once again.
Now this is where your defense has to really respond and stop that run. Oh, not a good kick.
And it takes a bounce back the Hornets' direction. And somebody had to get over and down it. The Hornets could have scooped that up and run it back.
You see the coach on and telling him to pick up that ball and take off running. Nobody touched it that time. See Coach Sales there. Letting Ron Goodo Jr. know, hey, pick it up and run. So now the defense of East Central is really going to be challenged right here. They have to stop the run, hopefully come up with a turnover or something here. You're a Cardinal fan and try to turn it into some points.
-2 on the kick. The only time that negative works in front of a number like that is if you're playing golf.
I'm used to that. You're not.
First down at the Cardinal 38-yard line. Hornets could really put an exclamation point on this one. And they keep it on the ground. This time the ball carrier is number 40, Dalshawn McFadden. Second time we've called his name this afternoon.
Yeah, another good back, trying to get to that outside. Good job by East Central, able to wrap him up. You take a little look at McFadden right here. Sales back in the game, trying to get around to that outside. And good job by the defense of East Central. Cross in on that tackle. Clinton Taylor.
Second down and 8 for the Hornets. And they can take their time. Sells under center. And we've got a flag on the far side.
Going to be movement, looks like, on Booker T. Washington.
Prior to the snap, false start against the offense, 5-yard penalty.
Makes it 2nd down and 13 for the Hornets. Beneficiaries of some really good field position right here.
Yeah, it definitely is with that punt. And they just kind of take their time working this clock, just want to chew up first downs if you're the Hornets.
Lockett in motion. Sells throws left, low throw, and looks like they rule it incomplete, or his knee was down.
He was down that time. Not a good throw that time by Sells. Usually puts that little pass on the money that time and allowed them to be able to operate. So it's going to be 3rd down now. If you're East Central, you have to stay encouraged over there on the sideline and let your defense continue to stand, because you know they have the capability to break one at any time.
Yeah,
make it a ball game.
Cards need to make a play. Just make a play defensively. See the passing yards, 67 for the Hornets, just 9 for the Cards. Timeout called by
Timeout on the field.
Booker T. Washington.
Starts to Washington.
With 10 minutes left here in Stillwater, the Hornets lead East Central 19-3 in the 5A state championship game on Fox Sports Oklahoma. Hornets facing a 3rd and 15 as we resume play here in Stillwater. They lead at 19-3. Sells from the shotgun will throw it. Going long. Lockett will lock up this one here in Stillwater with a touchdown.
And how about the play right there? Sales does a good job scrambling, found Lockett that time. Taylor had a play on the ball, not able to come up with it though. And take another look. Look at Sales. Does a good job in the pocket, eluding the defenders. Now throws off the run that time, puts it right on the money. Look at Lockett right there, able to catch it. Taylor just misses that ball right there. Just a little off on the timing, and Lockett able to haul it in for the Hornets.
His 12th touchdown receiving this season. He also has a pick 6 for a touchdown. Siebert trying to get the extra point up there. It is no good. So his 3rd miss, but it may not matter. They lead 25-3 here in the 4th. Hornets on top on Fox Sports Oklahoma. to Stillwater. Hornets can taste it. They lead at 25-3. East Central yet to put a touchdown on the board and haven't scored since their opening drive of the first quarter. This guy's had some pretty good returns, Malachi Neal, and he gets this one out across the 30 to about the 33-yard line, and that's where John McDavid and the offense will take the field, but they have a big deficit to overcome here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, very big deficit right now. Now you have to put the ball in the air. 9:42 left, or get Burge some holes so he can pick up some yards, but the clock now working against the Cardinals.
Just 9 yards passing for the Cardinals, and really they're going to have to get that part of the offense going to strike quickly to get back in it.
Yeah, and the defense, this defense of Booker T. Washington hadn't allowed a touchdown in the playoffs, Mike, so that lets you know what they're capable of doing. There's that quick pass that we talk about with Taylor. Stan Von Taylor right there coming up with the catch, and look for him to do a little more of that to pick up some yards, try to get him in some space and use his athletic ability to try to break one.
Yeah, Godot Jr. doing a good job of wrapping him up right after he caught it. They pick up almost 4, brings up a 2nd down and 6. Trips right in a 4-receiver set for the Cardinals. And McDavid, middle screen, nearly picked off. Boy, 46. Birmingham had it in his sights, but couldn't hold on.
They call him Turtle. He almost had that one right there. And even when McDavid has dropped back and tried to throw the ball, the pressure of the Hornets defense has been right there. And boy, that one was almost picked off.
3rd down for the Cards from their own 37-yard line. And that one deflected at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. Gibson trying to get there. Dominique Alexander in the vicinity of the football as well, and it drops to the turf.
And Alexander, he's had a good game, the little brother of Derek Alexander, and look at him jumping up, showing great athleticism that time, and watch him jumping up, deflecting that ball at that end position. Dominique Alexander.
4th down. Cardinals looking like they're going to go for it. Could be a pooch kick. And 2 men in motion. Penalty will be against the Cardinals. And the punting unit will come onto the field.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Well, last time the punt didn't cross the line of scrimmage. And so then they'll need a better effort this time from Cody Adair.
Need a good punt.
Fair caught at the 37-yard line. So the Hornet offense will come back out onto the field. 9:01 to go and a 22-point lead as they try to win the school's 2nd gold ball in the last 3 years.
Yeah, and that's where they'll just milk the clock right here and try to pound up some more yards on the ground, Mike. And if you look at this team, you know, they established that running game, but defensively, they've really stepped up here tonight.
Fourteenth state title game appearance, which leads all Tulsa Public Schools. Won the first one back in 1967. They haven't won all 14, but they've been here 14 times.
There you see Bennett in that direct snap.
Well, this time they wrap him up. Last time he went all the way to the end zone. Gibson with a tackle for the Cardinals.
And that's the thing about it. You know what's coming, but it's so tough. And they may do this a couple more times. Just direct snap right to Bennett. And just come right at you and work some more clock.
2nd down and 7. And he'll take his time to find a crease. Gets across midfield, still on his feet, and into Cardinal territory down to the 36-yard line. First down, Hornets.
And a good job by Bennett that time. Very patient running the ball. Got behind his blockers, picked up some more yards, and picked up the first down. You take another look at it, direct snap to him, fakes it to Lockett, then he cuts it back. Play was initially to the right side, and watch him just running behind his blockers that time, picking up more yards. Outstanding block in the open field, number 26. He's been blocking well all night for the Hornets, doing a tremendous job. Brendan Presley. And you look at his numbers right there, 26 rushes, 213 yards, and hey, just put him back there at the Wildcat and let him go to work.
This time he hands it off to Godot Jr., and he picks up a nice chunk of change down inside the 30 and about 2 yards shy of the first down marker.
And so many options, and you talked about that, Mike, you know, so many different lineups they can run into. You know, as we said, quarterback by committee. When you talk about Albert and Sells, done a tremendous job. Now you see him in this formation with Bennett handing it off to Lockett that time, getting around the end.
He's inside the 20 before he is knocked out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. That'll move the chains once again. So the Hornets not settling for the 25 on the board, chewing up some clock time and moving the football with 7:58 to go.
This almost looks like their best formation right now, the way they're running the ball out of this formation.
16 first downs now for Booker T. Washington, just 7 for East Central.
They'll keep Bennett back there.
He'll throw it. He's got a man into the end zone. Touchdown, Dante Barnett.
And how about that play right there? Outstanding play that time. You know, ran that play a couple of times. Now you sneak it and you take Bennett to make that pass. Barnett on a little slant route. Able to get it in for the touchdown. Take another look. He fakes it, drops back, puts the pass right there on the money. I don't know if you have many guys that have rushed for over 200 yards, Mike, and then throws a touchdown. We may have to check that one out. Nevertheless, more points on the board for the Hornets.
Siebert converts on the extra point. He's got lots of practice on the PATs this afternoon, and it's 32-3 Hornets with 8:26 left here in Stillwater.
Yeah, impressive performance right now by the Hornets, and you take another look at, you know, these guys and what they've been able to do defensively. And New coming in, contain the run was key, and they've done the job. The offense we've known has been very explosive, gotten better all year. A lot of credit to Coach Hall. You know, from beginning to end, they've done a tremendous job here today, thus have this lead 32-3.
They've outscored the Cardinals in the second half 20-0. And have the 2 touchdowns here in the fourth to really put this one away. And here's how it all breaks down by quarter between the Hornets and Cardinals as Malachi Neal is back deep again to receive the kick. Hornets have scored in every quarter of this ballgame, and their defense has been as advertised.
As we knew coming in, they had that offensive firepower. That defense has really settled in. Big difference from the first matchup.
From the 17, it's Neal. He's a shifty guy, shedding tacklers out across midfield and into Hornet territory, and won't go down. Finally out of bounds at the 44 of Booker T.
You like Neal battling hard right there. Strong running by that young man. And you see he's fired up.
39 yards on the kick return. And let's examine that last forward scoring drive by the Hornets. It was all Bennett all the time.
Yeah, he was making it happen there. You see him change direction. Then watch him follow his blockers right there. Good block, number 25, making that block for him. Deontay Fields, and now you see him, same formation. Now he fires the pass. Slant route right there. Dante Barnett for the Hornets.
McDavid scrambling, and he is popped at the end of that play at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, he took a hard lift that time and got right back up. And there you see, even when trying to throw the ball, not a lot of receivers open. Take another look at this hit right here, and he took a tough one. There you see him scrambling, and then watch, nobody's open, so he decides to tuck and run, and watch it coming to your screen. Takes one there, and the teammate kind of gets him there. Tried to pass there, incomplete.
Cardinals offensively, Rod, just haven't been able to get any continuity going.
No, they haven't. I think the Hornets have done a good job containing Dante Burge and now forcing him to be able to pass. And you have to look at these conditions also. Tough to be able to pass out here for both quarterbacks.
He's completed as many passes to the opposition as he has to his own teammates. Incomplete there. He's now 2 of 12 for 13 yards and 2 interceptions. And you're talking about a guy that comes in with more than 2,000 yards passing.
Yeah, and it's not like he's not a good player. He definitely is. He's definitely got better, as you said, over 2,000 yards. But I think that he hasn't had time back there in that pocket to really pick and choose his receivers. And that's a lot of credit to that defensive line, that defense of the Hornets.
Wade Weller coordinating that defense of the Hornets. And that one caught, but they're going to rule it a catch or an out of bounds.
No, said he was out of bounds. That was a good job by McDavid right there, but not able to come down with it. Now take a look. Going on that run, finds him. Let's see. Outstanding camera work here. Well, I think he had one in on that one. That looked like a pretty good catch.
Dino Teague. Great footwork. And that's instinct. I mean, you can teach it, but, I mean, to go out there and be able to haul that type of catch in shows his athleticism. Under 7 minutes left here at Boone Pickens Stadium. Booker T in complete control, leading 32-3.
Now Albert back in the game.
Bennett in the backfield, and he gets the call on first down. Out near midfield and near another first down. And when you talk about Bennett, here's a guy that has scored on runs of 31 and 46 and then thrown an 18-yard strike to Barnett for a touchdown. That's a pretty good championship day.
Yeah, and you've seen all his yards that he had over the season. Now, mind you, he missed a couple of games during the regular season with injury and came back, and they knew they would be a lot stronger once he came back. But a young man that just kind of waited his turn, done a tremendous job. Coach staff talk about what an outstanding young man he is, and he just kind of persevered and has done a tremendous job for the Hornets.
6 minutes left. We're halfway through the fourth. And it's a first down for the Hornets as they take it across midfield with Fields.
This Hornet team only lost, as we said earlier, coming to Booker T. Washington week 2,
Broken Arrow.
17. Broken Arrow, I'm sorry.
They didn't lose to themselves yet.
32-17. Done a tremendous job since then.
Fullback takes it. He's shoved backwards. Picks up a yard and a half, but clock continues to wind.
And that's what you like. No quitting East Central right there. They're still battling hard.
Well, they say defense wins championships, and boy, the Hornets a perfect example of that today, because their offense only needed that initial touchdown, and that would have been enough, but they've tacked on 26 more points to lead at 32-3. And a short pickup there by Dalshawn McFadden. Osborne in there to help make the play.
Yeah, Kenyon Osborne making a nice play that time, coming up and making the hit. Take another look, and he's right on it. Look at him, fights through the blocker, comes through and makes a hit.
Third down and 10. The nose of the football just over the 50. Approaching 4 minutes remaining. Cardinals showing some blitz. They'll back off. And another nice pickup. It'll be 4th and short as McFadden takes it 8 yards.
Colbert coming over making the play. Oh, got a flag. And that's what you don't want to have right there. And that's what you don't want to have. A good job by the coaches of both staffs. Doing a good job. Both staffs, good job. Travis Hill and Coach Hall and their staffs doing a good job containing players and not letting things get out of hand.
Last thing you want to see on a championship Saturday is have this win by Booker T or the loss by East Central tainted by that type of activity.
Both staffs, you see both staffs doing a good job of containing their players, getting out, grabbing them, and bring them back to their sideline.
And a good job by Randy Jeffers and his crew as well.
Yeah, very good job. You see both coaching staffs did a good job of keeping players on the sideline, and going out and grabbing those, and an outstanding job.
And Jeffers calling out Coach Hall and Coach Hill near midfield for a little conference.
That's what you like to see, and he's they're sorting everything out. They'll get it all sorted out here, Mike, and you know, as you see, both coaches, they're going to get it squared away and kind of see and look like they're going to call the game. Be interesting if that's what they do, and just to make sure with 3:44 left that they don't have anything else, but let's see. Hasn't been determined yet.
Yeah, I don't think they'll call it. I think they asked both coaches, and maybe Courtney got wind of some of that conversation downstairs, but hey, let's take your players aside and let's talk about not letting this thing get out of hand. You know, it's great for Tulsa Public Schools to have this third time as two of the programs meet in the state championship game, and you don't want folks to remember that as the last thing that leave certainly a bad taste in everyone's mouth. Let's check in with Courtney.
Hey guys, down on the sidelines, it got to a heated point where both teams, East Central got a little frustrated and Booker T was trying to stand their ground. You know, sometimes in a game of this magnitude, it comes to a point where, you know, your emotions get the best of you and you get out there and, you know, make some bad decisions. But it looks like they're going to try to finish this game out and have a positive ending to this day. This is a positive day for TPS schools, and these are positive young men. Just the energy and the magnitude of this game, just getting the best of them with their emotions. Back to you, Mike.
All right, thanks, Courtney. See Coach Hall. And so the Hornets trotting back onto the field. They have the football. Third down with 3:44 to go.
The result of the play brings up a fourth down. However, we had a player ejected from East Central. That's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
Now you hear the call right there. Had one player ejected. You see Coach Hill done a tremendous job of getting this team together and keeping everything under control. Bring up first down now for the Hornets.
Line of scrimmage is the 28-yard line of East Central.
The Hornets, they'll work this clock, Mike, and run it down as long as they can.
And McFadden down to the 23-yard line.
Well, you talk about Booker T and East Central, two very good ball clubs, well coached. Coaches has done a tremendous job, and you know, you look at the staffs of both teams, East Central, Bobo and Gordon, quarterback Jones, Mayfield, Miller, and McIntosh do a good job on that staff at East Central. Did a good job of getting out there, keeping everything under control.
McFadden on second down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. It'll be first and goal for the Hornets.
When you talk about the assistants for the Hornets, Factor, Weller, Collins, Sells, Brown, Terry, Loaf, Bell, and Martinez for both of these ball clubs and both head coaches. Talking to them earlier, always talked about their staff and what their assistant coaches, the job that they have done to get these teams to this point.
And you can't say enough about the job Darrell Hall has done in making the jump from 4A, winning a championship last year with Star Spencer, to winning one in 2010 in his first season at 5A Booker T. Washington. And the Hornets will just take a knee and try to wind down the final minute 55 here in Stillwater.
A lot of credit to both teams, and as you talked about, Coach Hall, coaches who inspired him most, Milton Cooper, Coach Hurt. Says his favorite meal is T-bone steak and lamb fries. He may have some of that tonight after winning another state championship. I think he deserves it.
Third down after Albert takes a knee. And with this next snap, we'll be under 45 seconds to go.
Impressive performance. You have to look at that defense of Booker T. Washington and what they were able to do to get them this win and another state championship.
And Albert will take another knee. 4th down and goal for the Hornets. Under 30. And by the time they reset it, there won't need to be another snap. And coming up here, the Ford postgame show, the Built Ford Tough play of the game, and all-encompassing highlights and statistics as these two TPS programs who had outstanding 2010s meet at midfield. And that's the way to wind it up here at Boone Pickens Stadium.
And that's what you like to see. You just like the sportsmanship of these young men. They respect each other. As we said, they played a lot against each other growing up, played with each other also on different teams when they were younger. And there you see the great sportsmanship that they have towards one another. And both teams, a lot of admiration, and both teams done a tremendous job and represented Tulsa Public Schools in a very positive way.
32-3, the Hornets in their 14th state title game win their second gold ball in 3 years, and the Cardinals are runners-up in 2010, losing to Booker T. Washington for the second time this season. Let's go down to Courtney Tennille.
All right, down here on the field with Coach Hall. Congratulations, state champions 2010. Congratulations. Talk a little bit about what this means for your program.
Well, it's a great step for where we're headed with this program. I mean, it was already a great program before I got here. I just tried to hold on to the reins and get it better. You know, the kids deserve it. We worked hard all summer long, and, you know, they put the work in. We worked 6 days a week with those young men, and, man, it feels great, you know, because I just like to win.
All right, Coach, you got a new ring now. Now you can take this one off, huh?
Yeah, I guess I'll have to take it off.
All right.
That's all right. I'll take this next year's off, too, hopefully.
All right, Coach. Congratulations once again. You can get to this. All right.
Hornets.
Back to you, Mike.
All right. Well, hats off to Coach Hall and the Hornets, your 2010 OSSAA 5A state champions. 32-3, your final over East Central. The Ford postgame show is next on Fox Sports Oklahoma.